Alright boys, we are 11 days from Season 2 coming out, MLB The Show 23, and there are a couple of things that you guys are going to want to make sure that you guys are doing before the new season ends up coming out. But before we get into this video, make sure you guys drop a like and a sub as we're getting closer to 10,000 subscribers, and let's get right into it. So the first thing is if you guys haven't done this before Season 2, you got to end up getting the XP reward path done. I'm at about 1.2 mil XP just because I've been playing and grinding, and it's not that hard to actually end up getting the XP path done. If you are struggling with this, I have a complete XP video that you guys can end up checking out that I will link at the very end of this video. But the number one thing you're going to want to make sure you guys do is make sure you finish all of it. Because not only are you going to be rewarded by keep on playing the game, this reroll pack has been amazing. And obviously you have all of these guys that have helped towards set 1 collection. One thing to kind of keep in mind with set 1 and set 2 coming out in 14 days is you will still be able to end up using your full set 1 squad in set 2, which is something that's really awesome. I'm going to be able to use all of these guys that I really love. I'm loving my lineup right now. Murakami's been great for me. King Griffey's been great for me. And so has obviously Chipper and Mike Trout, who has also been great. And so it's kind of important to just make sure that you're not selling these guys yet. One thing I will say though is I'm definitely going to think about selling some of these cards, and I'm going to kind of talk about some of the guys that I am looking at selling. One of them is actually going to be Ken Griffey, sadly. I like this card so far. He's hitting 377 for me, but I just have a really big hunch that for set 2 they're going to end up dropping a Mickey Mantle card, and if they do, I'm definitely going to go after him. I'm also very close to that Babe Ruth card for the set 1 collection, which would also make my lineup and would kick out Eddie Matthews. So it'll be one of those things where we figure it out as we go, but I'm kind of just leaning towards selling a couple of these cards that aren't necessarily completely meta, such as Ken Griffey. I really like Manny Machado, so not yet, but I'm going to be getting rid of some of these bullpen guys as well. Lee Smith is somebody that I don't know will end up making my end game, and I'll probably end up getting rid of guys like Daniel Bard and stuff like that. Just the reason why Daniel Bard's in there is the 125 hits per 9 in pitching clutch makes him actually really viable. But there's a lot of bullpen guys that I'm definitely thinking about selling to get my stub count up. You can see I'm only at about 200,000 stubs, and whenever that set 2 drops, you're going to want to make sure you have the most stubs as possible. The next thing that you got to make sure that you guys are doing is make sure that you're getting done set 1. Now, I have not completely grinded set 1 yet, and I'm getting there on it. There are still some programs that I got to end up grinding, and I haven't really stayed on top of tops now, and that's my fault. But it's going to be great to end up getting some of these cards, especially Pedro and Babe Ruth after you get Chipper. Chipper is the best card, and Chipper is probably the guy that is going to be my wild card all year, just because I can't think of a card that's better. He's so good versus righties, versus lefties. He's amazing. The last thing that you guys are going to want to make sure that you guys end up doing is taking care of your free stubs. And this is something that you can end up doing by just grinding the grindable things that are going to get you a ton of stubs. For example, the event. The event was a great way to get stubs. I ended up actually selling these cards. Todd Helton went for about 16, Dante Bichette about the same, so I made like 35,000. It was a little unfortunate that the rewind cards are not sellable. That's something that I didn't pick up whenever I made my video about it at first, but it still was good to end up getting Mookie Betts, as he's someone that I used to lock in for collections because he was the most expensive. Whenever you're taking this pack, definitely take the most expensive card, so it'll help you down the line when you're doing collections, because if you're buying cards, you're not going to want to buy the most expensive ones. The next best way to get stubs in the game right now is through BR and the BR program. This is something that you guys got to make sure you are taking advantage of. This is something that I already did, and I ended up taking Ken Griffey Jr. If you're wanting somebody who's also meta other than Griffey, Jorge Posada is disgusting as well. Both of these cards are in-game. Posada is better than my catcher right now. Right now, I just have Kondo back there. But someone I'm definitely going to end up going after is going to be this Jorge Posada card, just because he's really freaky and he's really good. But you're going to want to make sure that you guys have as much stubs as possible for set 2. So you're going to want to make sure that you're having that done. Now, the last thing in this video that you guys got to end up finishing before set 2, because we are going to be getting more Team Affinity cards, is going to be you got to get on top of Team Affinity. Now, it is tough. I'm not going to lie. It is hard this year. You can see that I'm almost all the way there, but I'm not yet. This is something I got to completely finish, but I'm pretty much all the way there. I'm about 1 mini seasons run away from having the whole thing done. But I have 3 of 6 completely done, and then I have AL Central at 97%, which I just believe I got to play 3 moments to end up getting that. AL East and NL East. But the reason why you're going to want to end up having these team affinities done is you can see that it says season 1 for every single one of these. For these top 6, and what's going to happen is whenever set 2 ends up coming out in about 11 days, is that these are going to keep on going. So it's going to go all the way past the 150, and it's going to go probably to 300,000 towards the team affinity. Now that's going to be an absolute grind. It's going to be tough, but one thing you can keep in mind also is that for these set 1 cards that are 97s, we are definitely going to be getting 99 overall cards. Now, the thing that I do think also is that we're probably going to start to get some all-star cards. We're probably going to start getting some flashback cards and some stuff like that. They probably won't go this like charisma type of look that they do right here. But this is definitely something that you guys got to make sure you guys are keeping advantage of and keep on grinding, because this is going to get something that's going to, you're just going to fall behind. It's going to be really tough because these aren't going to reset most likely. So you're going to have to grind through the 150,000 to end up getting the best players in the game, which are probably going to end up coming from set 2 collection, which you're going to need to end up grinding team affinity to get those cards. That's just how it is. I had to grind all this to get Chipper and to get all of these guys. It's just what you got to do this year. And if you're already behind on Chipper and behind on the team affinity, it's going to be really hard to get those set 2 cards. So you got to grind this. I have a best video on how to do that as well. I can put that up in the cards in the top right of this video. But it's a grind. It was not fun. It was not fun. But the best way to do it is definitely through the grindable method that I talked about. But you're going to want to make sure you have this done before set 2, or you're just going to fall behind. It's going to be really hard. All in all, the most important things for set 2 are just getting your stub count higher and making sure that you have all of the team affinities done. I know I'm not completely done, but I'm like 90%. I got to get after it as well, as it's not a fun grind. It's kind of something that I just stopped doing after Chipper, but it's something that's going to handicap you before season 2. Is if you don't have this done, it might screw you over. It's going to make it a lot harder to get those meta guys whenever you want to play with them. So definitely make sure you guys are grinding that and staying on top of that. If this video ended up helping you guys out and you want to see more like that, make sure that you guys drop a like and a sub. I'll talk to you boys later. Have a great rest of your day, and peace.